I'm going to show you how to do a knitted cast on, and I'm going to show you both ways using Continental as well as American style knitting. Now, for any of our projects, we always have to start with a slip knot, and I've shown you how to do that in a previous tutorial. So I'm going to put my slip knot on my needle and tighten it up. Now, I used my right hand needle, so I'm going to transfer that to my left hand. Now, first I'm going to show you American style knitting, or English is also called. Now, you're going to knit into this, as I mentioned. It's going to be like you knit a stitch. You're going to take your right needle, go in from the left to the right, front to back of your stitch. Then you're going to wrap it around just as if you were knitting. It's good to hold on to the tail end of the yarn to keep it out of the way. Let me try that again. Sometimes getting started can be a little tricky. And then we have the new stitch. We're just going to slide that onto the left needle. So now we have 2 stitches. Now that looks a little wonky, and that's okay. We're going to put our right needle in before we tighten it, just like we knit. Remember, right in from the left to the right of the needle, of the stitch, and then we tighten it up with the yarn behind. And it's a good idea to have it crossed like that. That way you can see easily where it should go. And then once you have it wrapped, then you bring that right needle up with a new stitch on it. Be careful not to split the yarn. And then you slide that loop, see how it loops up. And then you put your right needle. Now, obviously, I'm doing this pretty slow, but when you learn this technique and you get up to speed, it works a lot faster. You make the stitch, and see how that one here is a little loose. You can tighten it as you put that new loop on your needle. And then once you've crossed them, then you can tighten by pulling the yarn, and then wrapping, make the new stitch, putting it on. And there's a definite balance between when you tighten and how to keep it loose. Now this produces a really nice little braid at the bottom of the cast on. See how pretty that is? Now let me show you how to do the Continental style. Let me tighten this one up. Alright, Continental means you hold the yarn in your left hand. So you would just hold it gently. You don't have to wrap it around a bunch of fingers, and you can use your right needle to scoop, and you make the same loop, put it on your left needle, still the same motion. You put your right needle in and you tighten it. Sometimes when I'm actually casting on, I still use my right hand for the yarn, but if you are a die-hard Continental knitter and you don't want to use your right hand, it can be done. You just scoop it, slide it on here, and you tug. See how I tightened the yarn with my left finger. Make the new loop, slide it on there, put the right needle in, tighten it with my left finger. And I use my extra index finger here to hold on to it and secure it. So when you're really wanting to cast on fast, you can do it without even tensioning it in your hand at all. You just kind of let go of the yarn. It's not going to go anywhere. Whoop. And try not to get too out of hand. Alright, and it makes a very nice little bottom edge there, as you can see.